Okay, guys, so I thought I would go stream, and I wanted to do a live stream, and I thought I will. Uh, I'm gonna name this stream "More Streams on the Kawai MP7 SE." Okay, and I know I'm not gonna get any viewers. That's okay. And I know you guys can't see my face or anything. I wanted to keep everything more down towards the piano, okay? So sorry if you guys can't see my face or anything. It's okay. So I know I'm not getting a viewer. I know this channel just is not in the algorithm, but that's okay. But I really wanted to make a video primarily based on this Kawai MP7 SE. Now, there are a lot of people who make negative reviews just because they had one bad experience. And you know what? This piano, I'm sorry to say this, but this piano is not for you. Like, if you're a beginner, and you just want to have something that you can like go up to, press a few keys, and just expect to understand all of it, this is not the piano for you. Because this piano, there's a lot to it. You have a mixer right here. You have all your selection sounds set up. You have your knobs that make your adjustments here. You have your subcategory options, which like is F through F4. And you have your effects, send and returns right here. You have global turn on or off, transpose, and EQ right here. You just hold these buttons down to be able to make the adjustments on screen. Now, a lot of people get that confused. And let me tell you something. I wonder why people say that when they get this keyboard, they don't hear some chords disappear, you know, and when they play it, you know, they have some issues with chords. But I have no problems with mine. See, this is the SK Concert Grand Patch, right? Okay, we have music from, this is what I like as far as the LA piano. It's almost like Kawai decided to give you one more piano, which is the LA piano. Okay, I didn't want it to have that pad there. See, this piano, the problem is whenever I do turn it on and do something else, the problem is it wants to do something totally different. You're wondering, why is it doing this total different thing? But, you know, I never programmed it to have a... There we go. Okay, there we go. It was in a mixer. So... damper resonance all the way turned up. And this is with the default patch and with desert damper resonance all the way up. See, no, I enjoyed hearing that. Now, the thing is too, even if you're a gospel player, you can go into the settings and change the attack on that too and make it to where it'll play really fast too. However, I'm more of a pop contemporary player, so I don't really play gospel. I'm just, nor do I know it. I'm just a contemporary player. So I just want to understand why I get the Kawai MP7se. And I seem to be getting a phenomenal experience. And whenever I hear the sounds, I enjoy the sounds. The strings sound pretty realistic to me. Like, this is one of their strings. Oh, wait, that's a brass. Let me get out the... Okay, here's the string pad. Or if I wanted to change the cutoff, I can. And make it a lot less stringy, and if I wanted to try to... And then what I like to do with the pad, I usually turn down the resonance all the way to like -30, and then I turn the cutoff down to a little under halfway. And then I turn my second mixing thing on. All right, here we go. Now I'm supposed to, oh. Okay, hang on. Okay, here we go. Now that sounds kind of stringy, but I take my cutoff and resonance and turn it down. I don't understand why so many people are deciding to text me in the middle of my streams. Is this okay though? This is how the pads sound. Now, if you guys want to hear that with the default patch piano. And see, I really enjoyed playing on that right there. That was so mellow and so soft and so beautiful. And you know what? There is a really nice, bass. And then you got like a nice set of drums, anytime you want to play like the drums, you have the drums. Okay, see, I was trying to... I can sit there playing the drums like that and that nature. And there's a few other bright pianos in here that I do enjoy playing on. Right, you have the EX Grand and the SK5 Grands, which are really nice. Which is this with the damper resonance all the way up right here. That grand piano sound is pretty decent. The Kawai SK5s and Kawai EX pianos in real life are technically really soft and really mellow pianos. So you gotta think about what comes into context when the sampling process is done on their microphones, when they have to turn compressors on and what all goes on behind the scenes by the time the finished product is out and it's brought into digital form. Now, I have played on an actual EX Grand, and the EX Grand is such a mellow, beautiful sounding piano to play on. However, it is kind of one of those pianos, though, where like as well as this Kawai right here, the MP7. This Kawai MP7 is just one of those pianos where it will pick up on your mess ups. So if you're one of those gospel players, or if you're a contemporary player or anything like that, and you think you're good on other pianos because it doesn't really exactly have that overtone that will play out if you barely hit a key. So in other terms, like, you know, like you might mess up, I'll purposely mess up right here. You know what I'm saying? I intentionally messed up right there. Now, this piano really picked up that overtone. Now, if I would have barely touched it, that's what would happen. Now you have, excuse me. Now you have touch tone controls, and I can go here, say light. I can do light touch. Or you can put on no touch response at all and leave it completely off. And now if you're a keyboard player and you just can't play when it needs to be loud or soft, you know what? See now? I'm touching it and I'm gonna barely. See how that is with touch response off. Now, oh, that's because it was on. That's so weird. Why is it okay, now I'll turn it off. See, even if I barely tap on it, it's still coming out at the same volume. So I hit a chord. See what I'm saying? But this is with it on, and I can turn that on like this. Or if I go to let's say if I want to go back down to the normal action. Just listen to the way this bass sounds, the way it sounds. Literally sounds like a 9-foot grand trying to be a 9-foot grand. The Nord pianos, however, sound like if you touch on these keys, it sounds like a 6-foot grand trying to be a 9-foot grand. Now the treble on these pianos is so much cleaner than a Nord. Almost just too clean and soft and beautiful. It's almost like the treble is just so clean. bass sounds the way like massive and bright, and I just love the way this bass sounds. I just love the way that bass sounds. See, if you have actually played, however, now if you have actually played on a Kawai grand piano, you will know that even on Kawai SK grand pianos have this big, bold, and nice, bright bass sound, right? But then as you get up into the highs, you know, Now the thing is, you know what? On Kawai grand pianos, you know, every Kawai grand piano is typically, it's just the most beautiful in the world. You know, the Kawai grand pianos are. Kawai grand pianos are the most beautiful pianos, like, in the world. I love Kawai. I can play on Kawai pianos, like, all day long. There's this one of Von Moore this store called Von Moore that I like to do gigs at, and they have a nice grand piano there. I stop by, and they always love the way I play. So do many of the customers. I meet so many people, and I even brought this at one point, and I took it and set this keyboard down right next to a Kawai SK Grand that they had at the department store, and I literally got my headphones on and compared both of them and hit like bass notes. Would go to the Kawai SK5 and it literally gives you the sound. This actually gives you, in a way, this can give you an even better feel in some cases than an actual Kawai SK Grand. And, you know, as long as you don't wear out the pads that are back here. Now, you can pound on it some, but you want to watch it and be careful on how you pound it, because you can wear out the pads that are inside here where the piano touch action is, right? You can wear those out. But if you're easy on a piano, you don't just pound on it and like pound on it, you know, so you'll be fine, right? Now, is this a piano for beginners? As I've said, no, it's not. This is not a piano like if you're just an average beginner, because you have knob assignments where you can assign any of these to sounds over here that you want it to work specifically with. You can assign your mixing board to work with any of these sounds that you want. And you can split MIDI layers, meaning if you hook this into your computer, you can set up MIDI layers through your keyboard. And Kawai designed this keyboard to generally work as an additional workstation, you know, so you don't have to constantly use your mouse all the time. And I've done recordings, and I like having a USB stick right here that I can put in. And I can just turn my recorder on, and I can do overdubbings, and I can you know, do overdubbings, and I can set EQs, I can set timings, and I can do the whole thing. See, you know, for a guy like me, I upgraded from a 15-year-old Korg SP300, and I was not happy with that because of its minimal functionality. I mean, it didn't even have this nice touch screen or this, you know, mixer. And to me, this is my first keyboard I've ever really owned. This actually had a mixer, and this had, like, you know, this. And this had all this stuff. So for somebody like me, this is a huge step up. For somebody like me that likes playing gigs at church with nice boards with good action, this is for me. This is me. And I have got a Nord. Yes, I do. I've got a Nord, but only the thing is that those are total different ballgame. You can't really compare Nords with Kawai, just like you can't compare Macintosh with Windows. It's like a whole apple and oranges scenario. Like you're trying to compare apples with oranges, and it just doesn't mix when you try to compare it. Kawai has the best key action in the world that you can get out of any digital piano. I love this key action right here. This is just... And I literally just played on the SK5 Grand, and the SK5 Grand I enjoyed. If I had a choice to play, I would play on this keyboard right here, just because to me, I just like the action feel and how it feels. It feels lighter when you go up to the top, and it's heavier. You can hear that. See, you hear that? It's lighter at the top. And I got my keyboard, and luckily I didn't have those issues that a lot of other people have reported, per se. But Kawai, I do have confidence in you. And Kawai, I do enjoy the products you make. I just wish you wouldn't make the keys with this, with the way it has a little pad that it touches down, where if it wears out, you got to open up the keyboard and you got to replace it. But other than that, the thing is, that rarely happens. You can have this for 10 years and even still, it'll still be fine. And I've had a Korg SP300, and that lasted me for about maybe 10 years too, 14, 15 years. Actually, I think I had that thing. I was kind of, I've had it for a long time. And the whole picture is, that this is a beautiful keyboard, and that's just my say on this, right? That's just my say. I don't know if I just ended my stream. I don't know if I just ended okay, I didn't. But it's a beautiful keyboard. And for somebody, if you got an older keyboard and you're looking for something to step you up, and you only got about $1,500, and you don't want to spend all that massive amounts of money on Nord, grab one of these. You'll probably be happy with it. I am. I got mine, and I couldn't be happier with it. Nord Stage 3 to me, when I play on it, I just don't like the plastic. I don't. It's just me. I don't like the plastic on Nords. I really don't like the sense sounds that it has. I use Omnisphere. Omnisphere is what I use. I use Keyscape a lot of the time too. And I use this for Keyscape, and there's nothing wrong. You can do that shit too. And if I had my choice to use with Keyscape, I would pick the Kawai over in a heartbeat, because I love the overall action feel that the Kawai has. That you can play it with Keyscape, and it's just amazing to play with Keyscape. So that being said, folks, I'm gonna sign the stream off. But I don't understand why there are negative reviews. Just on the fact that it just seems like, this is an overall, right? This is an overall great keyboard, and I really enjoy using it. Unless maybe certain people get this impression like, okay, I'm a beginner and I want to go get the keyboard, and then they open it and get it, and then they're just overall confused by it because of all these buttons, and they just don't want to play with it. So then they play with it, and then they mess something up here, and then they can't play a chord, and then they're just like, oh Lord, what just happened? And then they write the review. And then no, you can't do that. You got to read the manual. You got to know how to use this keyboard whenever you first start using it, right? You got to know how to use this thing, right, whenever you first start using it. And hang on, let me put my mic. But you got to know how to use this thing. And, you don't want to just say, okay, I don't know how to play a piano. Let's get an advanced workstation. Let's learn how it works. It's just kind of like a beginner getting a Nord and saying, okay, I have no idea how to use a Nord. I'm a beginner player. And you know what? Good luck. Because, see, I didn't know anything about Nord until I started watching a lot of YouTube videos on how to operate a Nord, and then I finally started getting the hang of it. But then it was like, I don't like all the synth sounds in it. Some of the synth sounds in the Nords are nice. There's a couple of saws that I like that Nord has, But overall, I don't use them all. I just use Omnisphere. That's just what I use. You know, I don't even use all the scents in here, but some of the scents in here are okay, but you have to play with it and EQ it for it to come out right. And then you'd be good. But, you know, some of the sounds in here are not bad. I mean, you can play around with it, and it's a little old school, but you can play around with it, and you can still enjoy playing it for a long time, for many hours to come. And if anybody gets this keyboard, I hope you find that same enjoyment that I did in this keyboard, and that you learn how to love it as well. If you're going to get a Nord Stage 3, why? I want to know why. I mean, it's so overplayed, and you see that in like every stage, and that's what I don't understand. I don't understand why you want to get a Nord Stage 3 in a way. You know, it's just they're $4,000. Why do you want to spend $4,000 on a Nord Stage 3? Why? Why would you spend all that money and it's not worth it? It's just red plastic. The only thing you're going to use it for is just a piano sound. You know, and that's just kind of how I feel about mine anyways. I love playing on my Nord, but only I just keep it at my church because I use my Nord or whatever. I just don't understand why it is that, you know, why it seems that so many people just think Nord is just the hottest keyboard, and I don't think it is. There's other keyboards that you can find that would have the same, and if not better, the functionality that a Nord has, that you could pay a lot lesser price, like the Yamaha CP88, or like the, you know, or the YP, or you could get the P125 and still enjoy the P125 with Omnisphere and Keyscape and get that, and you would be more happy than you would ever need to be happy with. You know what I'm saying? There are ways around getting a Nord. I mean, why do you want it? Just because it's red and it looks good up on stage? You know what? Go get a red cover. Put the red cover on your keyboard. And you would like that just as much. I'm telling you, just, you know, you would like the red cover. Just get that, or just paint it red. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what it is about the color red, you know, that everybody likes about a keyboard being on a stage. I like black. That's what I like about this, because it's black. That's one of my favorite colors, black, on a keyboard. So at any rate, I'm going to end the stream, and I'm going to stop this now, but I thought I would do another video, and honestly, you know what? You have your feedback if you want, but I like it. I use it as my practice piano, and it's really enjoyable to play on. So, God bless, and have a good night. Take care, everybody, and see you later. Bye-bye.